In 1807, after serving as the member of the Revolutionary Committee that terrorized France, sent Coulomb into the hiding, arrested Lagrange and guillotined Lavoisier, a repentant Jean-Baptiste Joseph Fourier causes the controversy with his memoir, memoir on the propagation of the heat in the solid bodies. His former prom teacher Laplace and Lagrange object to this use of the infinite trigonometric series, which we will call a Fourier series. Fourier later wins the Paris Institute Mathematics Prize for solving the problem of the heat propagation over the repeated objection of the Laplace and Lagrange. 1817, John, John Carl Friedrich Gauss begins working on the non-Euclidean geometry and lays the foundation of the differential geometry, but he does not publish because he is afraid of the controversy that would result. In 1820, Danish physicist Hans Christian Ørsted studied the way on the elastic way on an electric current in a wire could move in the magnetic needle of the compass, which strongly suggested that electricity and magnetism were related somehow. In 1823, Transylvanian mathematician Johannes Balloni, despite being warned against it by his father, tosses out the Euclid's fifth axiom and shows that the non-Euclidean geometry is possible. Gauss calls him a genius of the first order, but then crushes the young man by telling him he Gauss discovered it years ago but failed to publish due to his own fear of the controversy. In 1821, six elliptical functions are developed by the Gauss, Jacobi, and Abel. Elliptical function was developed by the Gauss, Jacobi, and Abel in 1826. Now next, also in 1826, in this book, Mirror on memory on the mathematical theory of the electrodynamical phenomena uniquely deduced from the experience, Andre-Marie Ampere gave the mathematical derivation of the magnetic force between the two parallel wires with the electric current, what we will call the Ampere's law. In 1827, Ohm's law of the electrical resistance is published on his book Die Galvanovsky's cat Mathematics Barricades. This is name of his book. 1826 also introduces Augustin Louisius Cauchy develops the calculus of the residues, beginning his work in the mathematics that made a complex analysis one of the most important analytical tools of the modern theoretical physics, including the superstring theory. 1821, self-educated English mill worker George Green published his work on the use of the potential theory to solve the partial differential equation and develop one of the most powerful mathematical technology in the theoretical physics, the Green function. 1829, Russian mathematician Nikolai Ivanovich Lobachevsky published his independent discovery of non-Euclidean geometry in the Kozen-Meissner. Years later, one of his physics students will become known as to history of the Lenin's father. 1831, Evariste Galois developed the nascent group theory with his work on the permutation group. 1831, Michael Faraday discovers the magnetic induction, now known as the Faraday's laws, where moving magnetization creates the electricity. This result increased the support for the idea of the unified theory of the electricity and magnetism. And next, in 1832, French mathematician Joseph Lovonly begins to work on the boundary value problems in the partial differential equation, leading to the Stern-Lovonly theorem. He then developed the study of the conformal transformation motion and later proved the Lovonly theorem regarding the invariance of the measures of the phase space under what will later be called Hamiltonian flow. In 1834, William Rowan Hamilton applies his mathematical development of characteristic function in optics to mechanics, and the enormous and the potent mathematical technology of the Hamiltonian dynamics is born. Now in next thing in next video. Thank you for support, and please be subscribe and like.